bringing you another off-grid solar video. Basically, I'm gonna show you something. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys my system. All right. If you're part of my channel, you've seen my system. You know, I'm running four MPP controllers. I have seven deep cycle batteries in parallel. And is a separate system that I have just for other backup stuff. But the main focus that I want to make is this system here. Okay, each of these batteries is 86 amp hours. Okay, so in total of these seven that are in parallel, I have 600 amp hours capacity. Okay, now since these are flooded lead acid batteries, we all know that we shouldn't use these more than 50%. So out of the 600 amp hours that I have of capacity, I should only use 300. Okay, now I basically, out of that system, I only use every day after the sun goes down. Like during the day, well, you have the solar panel providing you a lot more energy, so it doesn't really matter. So what I'm speaking of is from the moment the sun goes down, when I'm running 100% on batteries, all throughout the night, from let's say 6 o'clock on to 4 or 5 in the morning, all I use as a family, me and my wife, we're only two. I use less than 100 amp hours. So I use less than 25% of the capacity of my system. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you have these batteries and the less you use and the more you keep them nice and charged, the longer they'll last you, the more cycles that you'll have in the lifetime of the battery. So now I'm not here to talk about batteries. What I'm here to talk about is it's amazing that, like I said, we as a family use per day from 6 o'clock on only about 100 amp hours. 100, which really means that what I use as a family can fit into basically two batteries. You know, if I would have only had two batteries at 86 amp hours apiece, I'd be getting the same kind of usage out of just two batteries, and I still wouldn't be hitting 50%. Now, the reason why I have to mention this is because it's interesting how, especially here in Puerto Rico, we get these exorbitant power bills. But once you're on solar, you really really realize how much power you really don't use, Mind you, some people are different, they have different appliances. But, I remember when I was on the grid, the bills would be $200, 200 something, 180 every month. And it's just amazing how, why would I want to ever go back to paying that when all of my electrical needs can be contained in two little batteries, and a few solar panels. There are some things that I haven't been using, like air conditioner. So that does take a toll. That does take a toll and raise the bills and stuff. Right now I can run air conditioning, but then my entire system would then be focused on running in air conditioning, and I wouldn't have enough power to run everything else in the house. So that goes to show you that solar, it can run an entire house. Yet the moment you turn that damn air conditioning on, then most of your power's gone there. So air conditioners are electric guzzlers, But our usage fits into a small two batteries, two little square batteries. It's amazing. It's amazing how much power I don't use. And it's amazing how much the electrical company will charge you for that itty bitty little power that you normally use, you know, that can fit into a battery. I mean, it's just crazy to think that why would I ever want to go back to paying the grid 180 or $200 every single month when what I use simply is fixing a battery, a little battery, you know, two batteries. And actually, I would say one battery, but then again, like I said, since it's lead acid batteries, you don't want to drain them more than 50%. But if you buy a lithium battery, that changes the thing. You could, you know, you could practically empty out a lithium battery. You know, so those two batteries that I'm talking about actually can be replaced by one lithium. You know, and I'd still be within the 100 amps that I use. Actually, to be honest with you, I think we in my house we actually use less than an amp. I mean, not less than an amp, less than 100 amps. I think we actually use like maybe 80 amps every night. Um, and I have the modem running 24/7. I have the fridge running. I have my fans running. Um, I like right now. My wife was doing her flat iron. Takes her about maybe 3 hours, and that flat iron is about 200 watts every hour. So we're talking 600 watts with the sun out. You know, that's nothing, man. But I just wanted to give you guys that thing because the reality is, man, electric bills are too damn high. Electric bills are too high, and it's crazy how they charge us so much for something that fits, in two batteries. It's like, let me put it to you this way. It's like, for example, let's say your whole water needs fit in two buckets, yet you're being charged for pool every month. It's like that's how I'm seeing it. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to do this video just to give you that thought because unless you live it on solar, you won't grasp the concept. You really won't grasp the concept until you like totally living off grid. Then you would understand. And since I am living off grid, unlike other people, yeah, there is the solar power, but they have grid power, so they kind of have their system as a backup. Or to kind of like lower their electric bill. But when you have to hardball it and really live off grid, then you really start seeing things. And I mean, I guess the moral of the story is we don't waste. So many of us don't waste as much power as our monthly bills reflect. So just think about it. Peace.